Is y'all ready now? What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Dez Davila, and this is Behind the Mic.
How's life? What's going on with Dez? You look so beautiful.
Wait, hold on 1 second. I have to make a toast first. This is a toast to all my day one diehard supporters that been rocking with me since the very beginning. I just want to say I love y'all so much. I know y'all miss me just as much as I miss y'all. But this toast is for y'all because each and every time that I kind of get off my game, I come to my social media platforms and y'all are constantly messaging me, sending me so much love and just showing gratitude. And I just want to say, just as much as y'all want me to come back, I've been wanting to come back. So this is a toast to welcoming Dez back and to y'all. Cheers. Whew, so life, oh my God, it's been so much that's been going on in my life since I got off of YouTube. Oh my God, where do I start? Where do I begin?
Before we get into it, what inspired you to become an artist?
Okay, so growing up, I always watched my dad in and out the studio. He was his own producer, and he was actually an artist as well. And I just remember watching him, and I was just so inspired by like the things he could do in the studio. I'm like, I want to do that. And I started singing. I discovered I can sing. It was on from there. He got me in. He used to have like one of those bootleg studios that he would make in the closet, and he would have me, recorded. And I would just watch my dad in the studio, and I just remember like being inspired by him. Like he was so talented that I'm like, I want to do that too, like I really want to do that. And I just started singing, and everybody around me was like, damn, she really got a voice. And my dad, he was my number one fan. He would be like, you gonna be big, like we're gonna get you in the studio, you can sing, like you took after me. And that really made me feel some type of way, because I'm like, got my talent from my dad, and that's how I started doing music. That was like the first time ever I started doing music.
Tell us where the name Dez Davila come from. Like what was the inspiration behind that name?
That's my real name. Y'all don't know, but my name is Desiree. My last name is Davila. And when I first became an artist, I'm like, I don't want to call myself Desiree, I need an artist name. And I'm like, Dez Davila. It was perfect. Dez Davila.
How did you know that you was a star? Like what was your that code that was cracked? You're like, you know what, I'm now an artist.
I always knew since a little girl that I had a gift, but I feel like I didn't realize my power until I pushed myself to my first performance. Oh my God, it was so nerve-wracking, but I feel like once I accomplished that, I felt like I can accomplish anything, because people don't realize like being in front of a bunch of people, it is kind of nerve-wracking. Like you get anxiety and things like that, but I feel like I didn't notice like my real power until I was able to push through that.
Now, take us down memory lane. Like, give us the journey as you becoming this artist. Like, what was the experience? You break it into the industry. Like, give us a rundown of what it looked like.
Before it all started, I always like dreamed of being this artist, that I am today, because I'm a real artist, y'all. But I always dreamed of this, and I feel like it didn't really get real for me until like after I left college, because I'm like, I'm in college, this is cool and all, but it just didn't feel right for me. Like I don't want to say college was hard or anything. I just didn't feel like I was walking in my purpose. And I'm like, I got this talent, so why not take it to the next level? And, after college, I moved back to Houston, and I was like, I need to find me a manager ASAP. And I ended up running into my first manager. His name is Wayne. Shout out Wayne, crazy ass. I met him, and he instantly put me to work. He's like, you want to be this artist? I'm going to put you in the studio. I'm gonna find you some producers. I'm going to get you some shows. And he did just that. That was the first time in my life that I started to really feel like an artist. I'm like, I really came out here. I found me a team. Like, I'm doing it. We started, but I feel like I didn't realize I didn't realize like how hard, not how hard it is to be an artist, but like you mentally have to be prepared for the industry. And I feel like I was battling so much. Working with Wayne, I feel like I learned so much as an artist. Like he also taught me a lot as well. And I didn't realize like how much you really needed a team until I got with him. Because before I even got with him, I'm like, I want to be this artist, but like, how you gonna be this artist? You ain't got no team. You ain't got no stylist. You ain't got no manager. You ain't got nobody to, help you out and push you. I needed a full team, and he really helped me. Also introduced me to my now manager. Her name is Ebony. I love her so much. She was actually styling and managing me with Wayne back in the day. My choreographer, Scooter, shout out to Scooter, so dope. He also introduced me to my now manager, Floyd Timeless. He was a producer he was producing at the time, so he introduced me to him, and I made some music with him. So he really taught me that like being an artist, like you really need a team. Like there's no I in team. Like to be an artist, you have to have a team to help you, navigate through the industry.
What was the experience? Give us a rundown. Like, did you experience like then, like coming up as a struggling artist, or do you feel like you had that support to like guide you through? Like, what was some of your biggest challenges as an artist from when you started to now?
That's a good question. Definitely was a struggling artist for sure. I always had a job, number one, because I had to pay for everything on my own. Nobody was doing nothing for me. I had to get it on my own. So back to speaking about my manager again at the time, Wayne, thankfully, he opened up his home to me, because when I got to Houston, it was just so hard. I didn't realize how hard it was to, being an adult and paying bills and shit like that. And when I met him, he's like, okay, look, you want to be an artist or you want to work a regular job? And I'm like, shit, I want to do both. And he's like, well, I'll open up my home to you as long as you're willing to work. And I'm like, I'm willing to work. And I feel like that was a sacrifice in itself, living with someone. There was a time where I had to take a mental break because everything just became so overwhelming, and I couldn't juggle like the personal things that I was doing in my life and also my career. But honestly, around the time I did have a mental break now, I was just very discouraged with everything going on in my life. I feel like I should have been further in my career. I feel like I was working so hard, but like not getting anywhere. That just goes back to not understanding that like becoming this superstar, becoming this artist that you want to be, like, it's so much that comes with that. Like, you really have to put in the work. You really have to, go hard. But I think more so like I was expecting myself to make it sooner or just make it faster, and when it wasn't happening for me, I was getting discouraged. Or when things around me would go wrong, I would isolate myself, and I would kind of go missing.
So you said this happened 3 years ago. What have you learned since then? Like, what makes you different from the days 3 years ago to today?
I don't know. I don't want to say I gave up, but like I said, I isolated myself, and then I had to go through like depression, and then it became anxiety, and then it became anger because I wasn't doing what I loved. And for some reason, like anytime I have like strayed away from music, it literally always comes back to me, and I'm always back doing it. So I know that this is my calling. I know that this is what I'm supposed to do. And I feel like at that point, I'm like, okay, look, I need to tap back in. I need to get back to Dez Davila. I need to remember who the fuck I am. And I stopped drinking because that was like one of my main problems. At one point in time, like I was drinking heavy. I was gaining weight. I was losing my confidence. I didn't like how I looked on camera anymore. And I just kind of like got down on myself. Everyone around me like noticed. And I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I need to get back to me. So I stopped drinking. I tapped in. I got in the gym. I was like, I need to be confident enough in me to get back in front of the camera. And yeah, I locked in, and that's about it.
Do you feel like you're in a better mental space than where you were before?
Yeah, I do. I definitely do. Mentally back then, it was enough for me to go missing. Now I just feel like I'm motivated. I'm back in the studio. I feel back to myself. I feel like I'm more confident than I was back then and ready to take things to another level.
What are some takeaways that you think that's different from then versus now? Like where you're currently at mentally? Like what's different about this Dez?
This Dez is just more motivated, ready to work, ready to put myself out there, ready to be intentional about every goal that I make for myself. I'm just ready to just attack it. I feel like the Dez back then, once I was discouraged, it was like, okay, like, let me just isolate myself. But now I'm just like, look, at the end of the day, nobody is going to live this life but you. And I have to be the one to put in that work so that I can get to the next level. So doing differently is, just continuing to work no matter what, continuing to push myself no matter what, continuing to chase my dreams no matter what.
What was this year about for you? If you could name it, what would you call it?
That's a good question. This year was a lot of things, but how I'm ending the year, what I would call it, my redemption year, because I feel like I'm finding myself again. Well, I found myself. I'm remembering who I am. I'm taking my power back, and I'm getting back to myself.
Right. What was the biggest battle that you had to face this year?
I thought, I don't want to talk about it. What?
Let's just go into your strength, because you just gave me chills in my body. Your strength as the oldest sister, you being strong for everybody, because you held it in, even after everything. I was like this, you want to take a break? We're going to give you as much time as you need it all. Can you tell us, no, Ebony, I want to work? What triggered that?
Oh.
Like, how did you carry to be strong for everyone?
I am the oldest out of 7 from my mom, and I've always had to be strong for them. So I feel like with losing, our brother, I had to step up as a big sister, and I do feel like I wasn't able to show emotion for real. Sorry, I can't talk about this bit.
Okay. Like, how did you sustain? I know earlier you mentioned that your biggest thing is being around your family. Like, that's what recharges you.
It does.
Like, how is it like growing up with 6 siblings?
Well, I didn't grow up with them. I was taken away from my mom at the age of 4 years old. And I actually grew up with my grandparents. Yeah, I grew up with my grandparents in Houston, which is my dad's parents. So I didn't meet those siblings that I'm talking about until I was around 16, 17.
You acting as a relationship now.
We're really, really close. Like, I love all my siblings. They all look up to me. That's why I feel like I have to be that glue when things aren't going, the way that they should, or one of my siblings are getting into it with the next life. I'm like, look, like, we better than that. And I just feel like right now, I don't know, as the oldest sister, I just feel like I can't show that much emotion. Like, I have to be strong for all of them at any given time. So I really haven't been able to express, like, my emotions for real on losing my brother. So, yeah. That's why it's, like, hard.
Well, you're doing amazing. Amazing. What's next with Dez? Like, what does this new chapter? We're going into 2025. 2024 is over. What does 2025 look like?
It looks amazing for Dez. Like I said, I've been practicing being intentional about like everything that I want. And I feel like this year, not even, you know how people always be like, oh, this upcoming year I'm gonna do things differently. Like, no, I'm doing it now so that like 2025 can be like the best year of my life. I feel like, yeah, I'm back, I'm ready for whatever. And yeah, y'all about to see new content, new music, new project, new everything.
Congrats on the Lulu. You killed it.
Thank you.
Yes, you did so amazing. But let's talk about that project. Like, how was it with collaborating with Carbon and Benji? Like, give us the inspiration behind the Lulu.
So much fun. First off, like doing collabing with Carmen is always a time. I love Carmen. The whole collaboration was just fun, and I feel like Benji as well. Benji is super, super dope. He's a dope artist. I actually met Benji through my producer. And yeah, the inspiration behind the Lulu was just us girls. We all been there before, whether you agree to it or not. Like, we've all been delusional behind a man, I feel. And I've also been there. I've also been there before as well. I'm not now. Been there, done that. But yeah, the inspiration behind that was just us women being delusional behind a man that we truly, truly love. And deep down inside, we be knowing they ain't shit. And yeah.
So what does your term of the Lulu? Like, what does the Lulu means for you?
I think just psyching myself out. Yeah, psyching myself out, believing what I want to believe, regardless if I know the truth or not. That's delusion.
Who are some of your biggest musical influences and why?
Aaliyah, of course. That's number one. Oh my God, I fell in love with Aaliyah from the day I seen her on the TV. Her music, everything. I just feel like Aaliyah is so magical, you know? Beyonce, of course. I was in front of the TV as a little girl, I want to say in middle school, performing her songs as she performed on stage right in front of the TV. So Beyonce, of course, Michael Jackson, love Michael Jackson. Jasmine Sullivan, love her. Those are just a few, yeah.
How important is community and support among fellow female artists seeking?
Super important. I feel like all women should unite and come together. Like, we better together. We run this shit to begin with. So it's like, why would we divide ourselves? And, I've always loved collaborating with female artists. Like, I love that. I feel like we all should come together.
What are some of your short-term and long-term goals in your music career?
So my short-term goals right now is I need to lock in, get in the studio, and I want to release an album really soon for my supporters. Well, really for me, like, I feel like I only have one project out right now, and that's just not enough. So I want to go ahead and push my album out. And yeah, just lock more into the studio. Like, I feel like I haven't been in the studio enough. Okay, so long-term goals, of course, winning a Grammy. Because I'm going to do that. Clock it, okay? Working with my favorite artist, which is Beyonce. And I don't know why I didn't say this lady, but I love her down, Nicki Minaj. I definitely want to work with her. That's my girl. Nobody can tell me shit about her. So, yeah. Clock that, too.
Is also she your sad sis? Isn't Nicki a sad?
Yeah, she is sad. She's a Sag, yes. Nicki is a Sag, too. That makes so much sense. Like, no wonder I love her so much. But definitely Nicki. What did I say? Winning a Grammy. I want to have numerous albums out. Also, just navigating through the industry and not just being, like, here for now. Like, I want to be here forever. So, yeah, those are as long-term goals.
How do you balance your personal life with your music career?
How do I make them correlate? Because I don't even know. Balancing them, I just feel like right now, like, my whole life is music. So I don't really have to balance much. I feel like I'm back to just putting my all into music. What, like, balancing family and music? Because that's really my life right now. It's just family and music. Like, I'm not doing anything else. So like balancing those two, that's a good question, because I feel like when I first started my music career, I kind of neglected my family in a way, because I was so locked in. I was so hungry to get somewhere. They never seen me. So anytime I was the sister that's like, oh, my sister, she does music, like we rarely see her. But I felt like that was one of the reasons why I wasn't as grounded as much, because I need my family. So when I realized that, I'm like, okay, I can balance the both. Like, I can do both. Yeah, I don't need to separate myself or isolate myself just to, tap into my career. I can do both. And that's really how I balance it. Like, I want my family. I'm doing music. If I'm going through something in my life or with my family or personally in a relationship or whatever, I just transform that and put it into my music.
What message do you hope listeners take away from your music?
Whenever they listen to me, whenever they think of me, like, I want them to just be like, I love her. She is so unapologetically herself. I want y'all to be able to relate to me. I want y'all to be able to look at me and be like, damn, I've been through what she's been through, or she's been through what I've been through. And also, I just want y'all to know that, like, I'm up here doing it. I'm doing what I love. Y'all can also do what y'all love. So yeah, I just want everything to be positive whenever y'all think of me, whenever y'all listen to me.
Is there anything else you'd like to share with your fans for those who are just discovering your music?
Don't give up. Keep going. No matter if you get discouraged or not, like, keep pushing. No matter what you're going through in your life, no matter if somebody tell you can't do it, fuck them. Keep going. Just keep pushing, because honestly, I feel like I've been discouraged so many times to where it's like nothing has broke me. I'm still here. I'm still pushing. I'm still doing everything that I said I would do as a little girl, and look how far it's got me. Like, know that nobody's going to save you. You have to live your life, nobody else. And yeah, you can do it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I love y'all so much. Shout out to Butterfly Gang. Y'all already know how hard I go hard for y'all. And yeah, stay tuned. I got more on the way.